What's up guys, and I have another Bend and Flex figure for you today. Two actually. It's the Iron Patriot and Thanos 2-pack. And Galileo the Lizard here, who I think may be becoming my unofficial mascot. You can check out his review right up here in the Power Players video if you want to know why. Anywho, I was actually planning on getting Thanos, but then I found this 2-pack at Target and I was like, heck yeah! Now I haven't seen this 2-pack anywhere else yet, so it may be a Target exclusive. I mean, it does have red on it, but I'm not really sure. But either way, they look sweet, so let's get this review started! Was that too much? That was too much. Now starting with the package front, we have what I consider to be Hasbro's worst packaging design ever. I mean, this whole form-fitting thing seems like a great idea, but it creates so many angles for light to reflect off of that all you see is glare. There is no angle where you can see the figures clearly, and when you look at the back, the figures look amazing, so I mean that's a huge bummer and just ugh on Hasbro's part. Hopefully if this product line is successful they'll fix that in the future, but until then, boom, there they are guys, free of that nasty packaging and not seemingly too happy to be sharing the same couch together. But whatevs, that's life, gotta deal with it. Anywho, they both look pretty cool, but I think we're going to start with Iron Patriot first and save the awesome Thanos for last. So let's go and take a closer look. Starting with his head, the sculpt overall is pretty good, but the paint job on him though is it kind of looks like they just splotted it on, just like plop, there's some white paint there and this was done with it. But at least the eyes are actually pretty crisp and sharp, I mean, compared to the edge of the white, so that's pretty good. Plus, if you look closely, there's actually no real scuffs or scratches on the head, or like, you know, pits or indents, so that's a plus at least. Just and moving into his itty bitty body, the paint job is definitely much better, thankfully. The white star has surprisingly sharp edges, and the little kind of stripes here actually don't look too bad at all. He kind of actually reminds me of a rocket pop, so I mean it makes me kind of want a rocket pop now, but oh well. And if you look closely, there's actually some sparkles right in that blue right there in the center. Not so much on the torso here, that's just plastic, that's actually paint, so they added some sparkles there, but the back has no paint, it's just plain, but it does have some good sculpts on it. And then moving into the arm here, the blue is actually painted on, but for some reason it's not that same sparkly paint as on the torso, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's a pretty nice shade, which is okay, I guess. Then you got some sculpting there, his repulsor blast hand looking pretty awesome. The fingers are very soft, which is, I guess, it makes sense because he's bendy. The other side looks the same as well. He's got an open hand to hold something, also soft fingers. And moving in the legs here, he has some white paint that is betterly put on than his head. And, wait, is betterly a word? I might have to look that up later. But anyways, it looks pretty good. Nice edges, except for that part right there, which is meh. But for the most part, definitely a lot better than the face. And this blue here is actually just the molded plastic, which is the same as his bootay, so there's no sparkles in it. But on his Transformer lower legs here, it totally looks like a Transformer. They actually added that blue sparkly paint there, which is great. And the sculpting looks pretty nice as well. That little black knee pads makes it nice and contrasted there. His bottom of the feet was super red. Now I'm about 99.87% sure that this is the exact same sculpt as the Bend and Flex Iron Man, but I don't have one of those guys, but I did compare them to the one in the store. They did have both of them, so it looks like it's the exact same. I wasn't able to check on the back, but if you guys have Iron Man Bendy Flexy one, you can let me know if he is the same or not, if you happen to get him. Now for articulation, he's a bendy figure, so it's quite articulate. His head of course rotates in the usual circle, a little bit of side to side, a little bit of up and down, not too much there, and of course the whole thing is bend and flex there. Of course you don't want to twist it all the way around, otherwise you're going to damage that there, possibly tear it. But aside from that, you got movement all over the place. His torso spins and also pops apart just like my Venom figure that I showed when I reviewed him. That was kind of annoying. This one seems to stay in place a little bit better. Of course the legs go that far, probably could be farther, but I don't really want to push it because I don't want to tear it. And then the legs can bend super steadily. It's just kind of, oh geez, I popped them. Hey, look what I discovered. You can mix and match torsos. This could get very interesting. But speaking of interesting, the arm piece right up here, it's actually solid. It does not rotate with the little bendy flexy thing. Same thing with the forearm here. It's just solid. But the leg here, as you can see, it just free moves there. It doesn't move up and down, but it's not stuck on like on the arms. But the legs, the lower legs are as well. This is actually twisting the whole bendy piece. So that's kind of weird why these are loose and these are not. But well, that's cool, I guess. But anywho, that's it for Iron Patrionis, and now it's time for Thanatos. Those names kind of sound like some sort of scientific discovery. Now starting with the head, we get the comic book version of Thanos, but in basic figure form. Maybe borderline a little too basic. But the paint apps are actually pretty nice. I mean, they're a little bit splotchy and bleedy, but the nice part is actually the shade of paint that they used. I do like this purple. It looks really nice. And then the gold there, of course, you know I like gold. It is actually a pretty nice shade of gold. It's got some nice shininess to it all the way through the top. The bleed's not too bad, plus there's no scuffs or scratches just like on Iron Patriot, and his eyes are actually pretty crisply applied, and they're just kind of yellow and hollowish though, you know, kind of empty and like he's staring into your soul because he's got to take it. And moving into his body, his sculpting is actually pretty decent overall. Got some nice little abs there, and of course his the neck thing. Now this neck thing is actually pretty soft here, and at first I thought I could take it off. It looks kind of like the Gold Ranger shield, but it's actually glued right up there in that corner. You can see there. So even on the back, you can see the back has some nice details too. Nice little skeleton spine there, but yeah, it's just not going to come off unless you pull it off, which I mean I wouldn't recommend it. Now the paint going down the center of his chest here is a little bit light in some areas, so they didn't put a very thick coat of gold paint there, but then again it is a $10 I guess basic figure, you would say, so it's not too bad. Although his little torso area here, his little kind of like pants, that it's kind of, what is going on there? But anyways, aside from that, it's a pretty nice sculpt, nice gold there as well, and wow, that's an unnecessarily prominent dimple. But yeah, anyways, yeah, the rest of it looks pretty awesome. Interesting sculpt choices. But moving into his arms here, he has a pretty decent looking bicep, nice little plastic there, little sculpting, good muscles. But look at this gauntlet, it's so nice. It is definitely hardcore comic book gauntlet. Even the placement of the stones there, as you can see, whew, they really nailed this gauntlet. Plus this transparent little plastic thing, it looks really awesome. Love the wrinkles too. It's like, whew, I really like his gauntlet. And his other bicep is the same as the other side, as you can see, with the big muscle sculpts, and he also has that cool transparent glove on this side as well. No stones obviously, because that wouldn't have made sense. Soft fingers there. It looks like his hands are on fire or something like that. It's like, I'm on fire, Ricky Bobby! Yeah, anyways, and the legs look pretty nice as well. Pretty decent sculpting overall. Some really thick thighs there, which is fitting. Even got some little wrinkles sculpted in. I love his lower legs though. His boots there, the gold is just like, oh, I love that gold there. It's so shimmery. It's so smoothly applied too. Plus, it's pretty decently sculpted. You got a big seam right there, but it's okay. It's not too bad. $10 basic figure. Little knee pads there, but yeah, it's just really nicely sculpting. Very crisp. Then there's the bottom of the feet, of course, with blue and the peg holes. Actually, you know what? I just realized something. There is no legal fart anywhere on the figure except for the bottom. Same thing for Iron Patriot, which is pretty impressive. Why can't they do that with Marvel Legends? Anyways, moving into articulation, it's pretty much the same as Iron Patriot. His head spins and doesn't really have any side to side though, and up and down seems to be non-existent, but his arm does the same bendy as Iron Patriot, and the arms, everything like that. Whoa, that turned a little white there. Maybe I overextend that a little bit. Huh, that's not good. Actually, the same thing just happened on this side. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue in the future. I don't see any cracks or anything, just the white stress color from bending it. So hopefully that's just cosmetic and not actual structural integrity issues. We will have to see. Well, but anyways, the legs also bend, but not quite as far as Iron Patriot because it gets stuck on his dress thing right there, so it's kind of a bummer. But I was still able to make him sit on the couch, so that's not too bad. His knee doesn't bend quite as far back either because of his big old boot, but it's good enough, I guess. It give and take. His torso does twist in a circle, thankfully, but it doesn't pop off like the other one, so no swapping with Thanos. But that's it for his articulation. And for accessories, they both come with this little blast effect stand thingamajig. They're both literally the exact same sculpt, just one is orange and one is blue. And it has this little peg on the top here for them to stand on, but then it has this hole, which I really don't know what it's for, and neither of these cutouts, so that's kind of weird. But anyways, let's go and stand them on these things. You just plug it into your choice of peg holes there. With Thanos, we'll just put this one in this side there, place that like that, and then for Iron Patriot, we will stick it in the other leg just for fun, like so. Just pop that in there, and then there you go. Now it's kind of funny when I first got Venom over here, I didn't realize that's what that was for, that it was a stand, so that's kind of nice there. I learned that a little bit late. But anyways, that's them standing right there. add Venom in there too. Rah, there's a little quick comparison, a little out of sequence, but hey, there you go there. And also you can take this off here and put it in his hand like so to give him kind of a blast effect there. It's a little off-centered, but hey, you could do that too. So you can just kind of blast Venom there. And then same thing with Thanos, you can pop that off there and stick it into his hand, and then he has, I guess, the blast effect, which doesn't really make sense, but I guess it's a gauntlet effect, you know, all that stuff. Wow, Venom. Wow, Venom stuck like a spider. Wah, wah. And for some other comparisons, here they are next to some Power Player figures, as well as my new mascot, Galileo the Lizard, or maybe I'll just call him Leo. Leo the Lizard sounds good. Here he is next to some Marvel basic figures. Here they are next to some Marvel Legends Iron Man, as well as the still loser leg Thanos. And finally, here they are next to a mashup of random figures. Well guys, overall these aren't too bad for their price point. Some of the paint leaves more to be desired, but I do like the overall sculpt and design. Plus they're pretty fun too. Now I do worry about Thanos' joints, but only time will tell if that's an issue or not. Plus he's my favorite in the set. Anywho guys, let me know what you think of these bendy and flexy figures, and if you guys have any yourselves. And until the next time, thanks for watching, and peace.